And with me in studio now is Tom Djokovic. Tom is the CEO of XsunX Incorporated. XSNX is their stock symbol. Tom, good to see you again.
Don, it's great to be back here, January 2015.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a while since we spoke to you. I know that you're involved quite heavily, engaged in the solar commercial installation market in Southern California. Give us a little more detail.
Well, yeah, Don, our business focuses on exactly what you said. We provide business owners of commercial properties, industrial properties, agricultural land. We go ahead and we go in there and we put in solar systems for them that are tailored for their business size or power needs, and we put them on the path to taking control, predictability of their current and future power requirements, and we help them save money.
Well, of course, California power rates have gone through the roof. They've closed one nuclear power plant in Southern California. They're talking about closing another one in Central California. That can only help your sales pitch.
Well, Don, we tell customers, there's now three things you can count on in life, right? Death, taxes, and rising utility bills, right? And that's just a fact. And yeah, they're going to go nowhere but up.
Well, the market you're dealing with can't be more tailor-made to your success. I mean, we're talking about Southern California. There's an awful lot of commercial businesses in Southern California, and there happens to be a lot of sun there too. So that's got to work out to your advantage.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. California, Southern California specifically, is a perfect market for solar. And as a matter of fact, there was a recent study by North Carolina State University. Their Clean Energy Power Group. They did a study and they looked at 50 of the largest cities in the United States. And what they determined was that in 46 of those cities, 42 of those 50 cities, an investment in a solar system, a commercial solar system, gave you a greater rate of return than if you put that same amount of money into the stock market. And then on top of that, in 46 of the 50 cities, that same solar system, the cost for that system, when you would go ahead and amortize it into the value of the electricity it's going to produce, was going to produce electricity at a lower cost than it would currently today already cost for utility purchase electricity. So across the board, it's a very, very sound investment, and that's the message we're getting out to customers.
Well, you had shared basically elements of your sales presentation to corporate clients not too long ago, and what struck me the most was that not only were you showing them how they could save money, how the system could pay for itself, but it actually added value to their property as well.
Oh, absolutely, Don. The National Appraisers Institute or Association, they determined that for every $1,000 that you reduce the cost the cost to operate a property, you can increase its resale value by around 16-fold. So, $1,000 of reduced operating expenses annually, about a $16,000 increase in potential property value. And the reasoning behind that is essentially that if you're going to spend less money operating a facility, you have more money to pay for a mortgage. So there's a little bit of a dynamic tension there in that, you could turn around and say, geez, we put in this big system. Technically, our building's worth an extra $1 million. On paper, I like to tell customers, if you can get 7 to 8 times return as opposed to 16, that's a reasonable assumption. And it's probably something you might be able to look forward to in the future, getting that kind of return. And that's about all you need to actually equal the total cost of the system. And on top of that, you already got a 30% federal tax return. You may have gotten some kind of local city incentive. You've been able to depreciate it. And it's been eliminating, some large degree of your utility expense. So overall, it's just everywhere you look, it's a great investment.
Well, those kinds of advantages probably led to your most recent press release where you announced the biggest contract in the history of the company.
Oh, absolutely, Don. Profitable companies that already have potentially some kind of a strategic plan associated with how they operate their business in general, typically going to have some kind of an operational plan associated with energy. And those companies tend to be more of a slam dunk for us because we come in and show them the numbers and it makes sense to them immediately. Companies that are struggling to figure out how to become profitable, it becomes a little more challenging because there is some upfront cost. Even if we finance the system, depending on the kind of finance terms, we either save them a few dollars a month or maybe they're going to have to come out of pocket a few dollars a month. But we tell people it's like a savings account. It's like a great big 401k. Every dime you put in, you get multiple amounts of that back. So across the board, like I've been saying, a great investment.
XsunX Incorporated, XSNX, their stock symbol. Tom, congratulations. Great update.
Thank you, Don.